Yo, what's up? So today made 9 years since I've been home out of prison. I'm gonna give you a quick breakdown of what jail is like, what I'm trying to stop some people from actually doing. You don't know, you can watch how much TV shows you want about jail, you will never know the pain that goes on in jail, the emotions, until you're faced with it. The goal here is, I don't want you to be faced with it. A lot of you so-called gangsters, you know, you won't really be tested as a gangster until you're faced with a situation. Me personally, 90% of y'all ain't gangsters. Half of y'all probably rats. And I understand now why y'all rat, because y'all wasn't built for it. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm just mad that you didn't wake up before you ran. Jail. I remember when I first got there, right? It was on Friday. I had to turn myself in and do 12 years. My brother picked me up, pouring raining. It was my wife and my 3-month-old son. We drove from Queens to Manhattan. That's why I caught my case. That's an hour drive. It was a quiet drive, pouring and raining. I didn't know what was going on. Like, I wasn't even here no more. It felt like my spirit just left the ground and just took off. I had no emotions. I had nothing to say. I was turning myself in to do 12 years of my life in prison. I want to say that. I want to say this shit again. I was turning myself in to do 12 years of my life in prison. I'm getting emotional even talking about this shit. Yo, that was the worst day of my life. I turned myself in to do 12 years of my life. I fucked my life up. I was facing 24 to 37 years to life if I blew trial. Meaning 24 is my minimum. I had a 14 count indictment. That means it was only 7 charges, but when you're talking about charges the way it's ran, you have 1, 2, 3. So you can have robbery, 1, 2, 3, murder, 1, 2, 3, assault, 1, 2, 3. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. Before you go to your stationary facility, you go to something called downstate. Downstate is your processing. They shave your hair off, bald, basically bald. It's called a low Caesar, but it's really, really low, lower than a low Caesar. They shave your head. After they shave your head, they give you like cream to rub on your body. If you got any type of like lice and anything, you take tuberculosis shots to see if you have TB. They ask you all different type of questions about stress and depression and are you suicidal? They need to know how they could place you, where they should put you. Then they give you a shower. After they do the hose down and all of that, and after you do all of that crap, they give you your clothes. You wait online with other inmates for your clothes. They give you three shirts, 3 button-up shirts, 3 pants. That same dicky shit y'all running around here wearing, I would never put that shit on my body. That's jail clothes. You know, I wore that shit for 10.5 years. Why would I put that dicky outfit back on? It's, they give you those shits. They give you a pair of Converse, fake looking Converse sneakers, a pair of hard ass work boots, and a net bag, and a toothbrush and a soap. Oh, and 1 toilet paper. You sit down and you wait. You wait till they call you for the bus ride. And that's when you go on the bus ride to your facility. And then your new life starts. Figure that shit out when you get there. If you're gang related, you're in trouble. If you have a gambling problem, you're in trouble. If you got a problem, if you mess with gay people, you're in trouble. Anything that's attached to anything is in trouble. You better stay neutral or just chilling. No, it's not a fact. You got to sign to be Muslim for protection. That's not true. I know a lot of neutral people. You know, you can really do a whole bit without getting yourself in any type of trouble if you choose to. Yo, your whole life changes, man. You're like locked in this cell. You know, it's so much control movement. And It's like school. When that bell ring, you better be on your P's and Q's. You better go. That first bell means go. The second bell means your ass better be where you're supposed to be at. And everything is so controlled. There's no roaming the hallways. You know, in the morning, you wake up 6:30, they're doing the count. Your ass better be woken with that bed made, like the army, so they can count you. If you mess up the count, your ass is in trouble. 7:30, you're going to chow. That's what they say. They say on the chow, you're going to breakfast. After breakfast, you go into your program. Program is, if you don't have a GED, it's mandatory. You got to go to school. When you get there, they'll figure out your reading level, if you're ABC. I'm not even ashamed to say, when I first got there, I was 24 years old. I was in a GED program. Never got my education while I was in the streets. You know, I had a 7th or 8th grade reading level, and I had to work my way to go to college and all of that. For school, you got to get a program. You need 2 programs. School is mandatory, 1 program. Your second one, if you don't have a GED, you can't get the good jobs. So I was mopping and sweeping the hallways, the auditorium. Do you know how much money I was making? I was making a lot. Let me tell you how much money I was making. $2.58 every 2 weeks. So my stupid ass was out here committing crimes, trying to make basically bullshit money off the crimes to go to jail for $2.58. I'm pretty sure right now in my life I could beg 10 people a day for $1, and I can make more than that shit in a day just by begging. Shit, some people don't even want to work at McDonald's for $8, and it's more than what they're paying in jail. That's my program. Until I finally got it together, got my GED, and I was able to move on, you know, and then I started taking vocational programs. I like working on my hands. I took vocational trade programs. I was always cutting hair while I was in there. That's where I really made my money from, cutting hair. That's kind of when I started taking it serious a little bit. But the reason for this whole thing, right, is to let you know what jail do to you. Jail fucks you up mentally, some dudes physically, because jail has this thing that they feed you soy. All the food is processed. So when I found that out, I went to this thing called special diet. Special diet feeds you like you're a bodybuilder. It's real food, real turkey, real chicken, real rice. They teach you, they give you the portions, 4 ounces. So that's how when I learned how to really eat and diet off of special diets. They don't give you the cakes and all the luxuries that a regular inmate would get. But in order to get a special diet, you gotta lie about your health. So what me and my boys did, we ate, I think it was like 3 bags of chips the night before. We OD'd on chips just to get our blood pressure up. Next morning, 6 o'clock, the officer will bring you down to the clinic to go and see the nurse for special diets. Once you see that nurse, she would tell you that, yeah, the food is bad for you. She puts you on special diets. You get a card, and you do your own personal child run. You don't go with your regular housing unit to eat. You go with another housing unit because you're like special diets. So I did the special diets because I was really overweight, trying to lose weight. So it worked out for me. If you don't have no money in prison, no family, you're messed up. The last dinner is at 5 o'clock, 5:30. So the rest of the night, you're starving. One thing about jail, they give you a lot of bread. You can load up on bread and butter. What dudes was doing, well, you're not supposed to really bring the butter back. What dudes was doing was taking a piece of plastic bag, and they'll put the shit on their lap, and when the CO ain't looking, they would take the butter and put it in the plastic bag, tie a knot, and then they stick it by their balls, what we call boofing. Bring it back. You're going to get hungry throughout the night. So if you don't have no little hustles in there or anything, you're in trouble. Like I said, I was a barber. That was my hustle. I was charging a pack of cigarettes for haircuts. A pack of cigarettes is $10. I also had a candy store. I started my candy store. I was juggling. It's called juggling. I bought $5 worth of junk food. 1 for 2, 2 for 3, 3 for 5. A lot of dudes is messing with drugs in there, so they always high. They got the munchies. So you might come to my candy store and spend $10 with me, and you owe me 10, 15. What I would do is tell you, buy back the $10 of items. No. 2 for 3. I think it was like 15, 20 you owe me. Well, whatever it was, I will make you buy back the items you took from me, and the remainder money you owe me, I will make you buy me chicken, rice, beans. And I had a little team of dudes I was cool with. We used to eat. I made sure that we ate good. The team ate. But if you're not out there in the streets, which they call the streets the yard, selling drugs or gambling, it's hard to really find a hustle in jail because it's not like the real streets. I'm gonna explain to you how hard life is in jail. And the mental part is weird. Do you know how many times I sat in my cell and thought about killing myself? I can't even tell you how many, because that's how many times I did it. I always say this: a week in jail is a month is a year is a decade. That's how it felt. Like, I just went on 9 years being home. 9 years in jail did not come by as fast as it did here in society for me, because you're working, you're moving, you're doing things. In jail, it's just program, your cell, yard. It's controlled movement. You're locked in it. And you know what? Some of y'all got awoke a little bit during the pandemic. People were stressed out. I heard, seen on the news, people was going crazy, stressed out and all that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of happy the pandemic came, because it woke a lot of people up, some. Because if you couldn't do a damn 3 months pandemic, how you expect to do 3 years, 10 years, 30 years? Sit your ass the fuck down, get a job, and stay out these streets. You're not built for this shit. You know? It's what it is. Like, it woke a lot of people up. Man. And not only does it do that, it messes you up mentally. I know that it messed me up a little bit. I have trust issues. I don't trust people like I used to. I'm very comfortable being by myself, because I was never focused in society when I was younger. Woke up in the morning, went to work, came home, chilled with my boys, freestyle. I never had time to reflect on who I was as a person. I never got time to know me. You could be in your body and not even know you. You know, when's the last time you went to lunch or dinner by yourself? You know, some of y'all can't even work out by yourself. You need a workout team. You know, and I used to be that person. I got so comfortable being in my own skin because I always had somebody around. So you being locked in that cage, you get real comfortable. And to a normal person, it looks weird, you know, because we do somewhat become abnormal. I lived under abnormal situations, you know. There's times, right? I'll tell you how abnormal the situation is. You only get 2 toilet papers every 2 weeks. 2 toilet papers don't even last a person, because you're living in, if you're not in a cell, you're living in a dorm. Eventually, I got so stressed out, I had to move to a dorm to get my mind right, be around people. So you're talking about a dorm with 60 plus people. You have 4 shit bowls, and I think it's like 7 to 8 sinks. So you guys are sharing a shit bowl. So you need the tissue to clean the shit bowl off before you use it. Then you gotta take the same tissue to wrap it around the shit bowl. Then you gotta actually take a shit in the bowl. 2 tissues is not gonna work for you. So you know what we used to do a lot? There's times that I took a shit, I gotta flush the toilet, and then you gotta use your hands and dip in the water and clean your ass. Because the little tissue, and then when after you finish cleaning your ass, then you take the tissue and wipe your butt, so you won't walk out there with water, you know, seeping through your pants or anything like that. This is abnormal situations that we live. See that? It's not a place that I recommend anyone to go to. Crime doesn't really pay, I'm telling you. If you focus on life and focus on yourself and what you want to do in life, you'll make way more money out here and be way more happy. I know lifers, like literally lifers, that never coming home. And we had conversations about this. Like, it was so weird to talk to a lifer about you never coming home. Me personally, I used to always say to myself, if I was a lifer, I was gonna kill myself. There's no way in hell I'm doing natural life in prison. There's nothing to look forward to. And yeah, like you know, this, it really just messes you up a lot, man. It messes you up a lot. Like, people could call me and I wouldn't even answer my phone. I don't even like talking on the phone because I'm not used to talking on the phone. You get a phone call once every couple of months. So I never text nobody because we didn't have that in there. And phone, I was never really on the phone like that. Everything was like seeing that person. So people will tell you 90% of times when you call me, I'm not answering my phone because I don't even like talking on the phone. This is abnormal shit that I actually go through. And I'm glad that I'm able to still function through a lot of it and be successful in my business and still be there for people and still mentor people. But the situation is not even right. I just want to talk a little bit about this and break this down to y'all. And it's my youth, man. I really worry about y'all. And y'all listen to these rap music now, and y'all talking about drilling and ops. And you only have an op if you create an op. No one is looking for you unless you start some type of problem or beef. That's how the op come. Drilling. What are you drilling for? What are you getting? Let me tell you something. The average person out there doing robberies don't get no real bread because they're not organized robberies. It ain't like you plotted on somebody and you seen the person, you know he's going into the bank, he was pulling out a couple of mil, and I'm gonna catch him by the car. They're not organized. They're just, oh, I see a guy in the street with a gold chain. Let's rob his gold chain. Bro, you got it's bullshit robberies. And the time they're giving you for these bullshit robberies don't even add up. It's not even worth it. You could work a week somewhere and make probably the money that you robbed the person for. So crime really not paying unless you getting some serious bread, like some serious money, and you be like, yo, I got millions for years. Like, you want some big meech type shit. You know, you can sit back and be like, yo, at least I lived my life. I had a 20-year run. But it's not worth it, man. This is why I beat my kids up all the time that I cut about this. Stay focused, stay focused. I tell them all the time, be safe out there. Because this is coming from somebody who actually lived this shit. I lived it. This ain't no cap shit. This ain't no shit you see on the TV. I'm a living proof of someone that did 11 years in prison. And I'm not proud of it. You know, I'm blessed to even be here to make this video with y'all. Because like I said, if I would have went to trial, I was facing 24 to 37 years to life. So I appreciate everything. I appreciate everything that I buy. You know, I appreciate my business. Like, I treat everything like it's my last. My shop is clean as hell. My car, you get off the damn floor. My house. Like, everything to me means something because I didn't have none of this stuff in prison. Nothing. I was a bum in there. This is the highlight of my life right now. And so when you see me probably on social media acting crazy and showing my sneakers, I'm just happy. I'm not boasting. I'm just happy that I'm here. And I worked hard for this. Nobody gave me nothing. I bust my ass to make the money that I make and put food on my table. And, you know, I did that shit. And it's hard coming home from scratch and starting from scratch. I mean, it's hard coming home, yeah, from scratch, starting from scratch, yeah. Very hard. I remember when people didn't want to give me jobs because when you tell me you're a felon, They look up your case and it's like, oh shit, he's a monster. Like, nobody wants to mess with you. And that's why it becomes a recycling door. People are in and out of prison all the damn time because they can't get employment. You know what saved me? This saved me. My hands. My skill set that I learned when I was 15 just to cut my homeboys' hairs because we got tired of waiting for hours in the barbershop. You know? It was a joke. It was a hobby. It was, we wanted to go to school to look cute and fresh because New York, you know, that's the swag. The clothes, the haircut. We was the fresh kids in school, you know. So our parents wasn't giving us weekly haircuts and we wasn't getting allowance and all that good stuff the kids is getting now. We had to bust our ass for it. And that's how me and my brother became barbers. And it was a joke at that time. And now both of us is successful barbers. Shout out to Cut Studio 10. I love you, bro. And that shit saved me, man. Because I worked the shop right. Making $8 an hour. And even though it wasn't good money, I was just so happy. Anybody tell you, you see me in shop right, I was walking around happy every day because I looked at my $258 I was making in jail compared to the $8. And anywhere it goes, I knew it wasn't good money, but I was just happy to be free. And I'm running around just talking to people every day, talking to customers, and I was like a kid in the candy store, you know. And then eventually, I went to a uniform company. That's when it started waking me up a little bit. Like, oh shit, it's real out here. It's a slave job. Because I never really had a job. I always worked with my father doing construction. So it was kind of easy sailing. And the uniform company slaved me for 13-hour shifts a day, unloading 18-wheeler trucks, unloading and loading them back up by myself. I had 8 or 9 people that came to work with me. Nobody got fired. Everybody quit within weeks. Yo, Steph, I can't do this. I don't know how you doing this shit. Busting my ass because I had responsibilities. I had my son that was 11 years old when I came home, and then I just created my daughter. So I had responsibilities as a man. So even though it was killing me mentally and physically, I had to do it. And one day I caught an anxiety attack. I know it was anxiety. It was winter. And I got real hot and I couldn't breathe driving to work. Every time I used to go to work, my heart used to be like this. And somebody told me that's anxieties because I didn't like the job. Only when I was driving to work that would happen. And I pulled over, jumped out the car, and I was like gasping for air. And that was on a Monday. I went to that job. The Tuesday I woke up and it was raining. I looked out the window and I was like, you know what? Fuck this job. And I just jumped out the window and I quit. I quit. I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared, but I quit that job because I had to. I had to get rid of problems, and I had to put my foot down to do this, to be a barber. Because my brother said, listen, bro, if you want to be a successful barber, you can't be a half-ass barber. You're only cutting here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because I used to work Monday to Thursday. He said, bro, what happens to the guy who wants a haircut on a Monday or a Tuesday? You can't cut his hair. People calling me, yo, bro, I won't be at work till Friday. And it's like, bro, I don't need you on Friday. I'm going on vacation tomorrow. I need you on a Monday. And I was building and losing clients. And when I finally did it, man, it kind of worked itself out, man. And that's why I believe in God. God don't put no bearing on you more than you can withhold. Everything that happens in my life from here on out, it might look bad, but I believe God did that. And I think when God is starting to see like you're getting comfortable, and that comfortability is a bad comfortability, he would take you out of a situation. And he's been doing that since I've been home with every situation with me. Taking me out of stuff and putting me other places. And I accept it. You know, because one thing about God, right? If you really sit down and talk to him on a one-on-one and be sincere to him and cry out to him, fuck man. You don't gotta talk to him. Talk to God, man. God is gonna direct you, man. People can't take your blessings. unless God want them to take your blessings. God is a signal person. He sends signals. So if God wanted me dead right now, he would send someone to do something to me to probably kill me. That's the cutter, because he don't literally come down here and take me and bring me. He puts people in, he's a pawn. He puts people, the pawns, in places. So everything good in my life, he did that. He put me in a situation that I am. And it's what it is. That's why it makes no sense hating on someone. That person has no control over their life. It's God that gave them the blessings. You think people just win the lotto? Look at a lot of people that win the lotto. A person might have been struggling with their bills, and then they just, oh, I'm about to lose my house, and then they win the lotto. What the hell? Yeah. It's the sincerity. You don't know what a person is doing behind closed doors. People praying to God all day, crying to him and putting it all into him. I'm telling you, it's God, man. And I just try to stay away from people, man. I can sense envy. I can sense hatred. I can sense malice. I can sense when you pass a person in life, they don't understand that growth, how you pass them, and those be the ones that hate you. Sometimes it come from your inner circle. It be your family. It be your friends, because those are the people that grew up with you. Those people that know you the most. A stranger don't fucking know you to hate you. I don't know you. But if I fucking grew up with you in school and you done did this and did that and blew past me, and my situation is a little bit different, you gotta understand. I left people out here for 11 years and came home and became a successful barber. You think people like that shit? People are questioning this shit. Why the fuck is he where he's at and I'm where I'm at? And you're mad at me. Don't be mad at me. I didn't do nothing. You got to talk to your God. And don't mention my name when you talk to God. Why you put stuff in a situation and you left me for dead? No, he's not going to accept that. I never question God about why someone is doing better than me. I just said, God, please put me in a situation to do what I got to do. And there's a bunch of other things I do. I'm not going to tell y'all my secret. But, man, this is crazy. Yeah, I just want to blabble to y'all about my life, man. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I'm not saying it's perfect. I go through a lot of shit still, you know. I'm a blessing for the people that God brought in my life now. Yo, my clients, man, you know, some of the fucking officials, people I met in life. Because when I was younger, I only want to talk about racing cars and bad shit, robberies, the schemes, the hustles, and that was my life, the quick fixes. That's not what we talk about now. We're talking about the families and how can we still get rich without harming anyone to get rich? You know, the legit way. I sit there and watch podcasts and YouTubes. I try to get my mind right, you know. What I learned, I know a lot of people are not awoke the same way. Everybody levels of awoke is different. And I will sit there and I will learn, because I'm a podcast freak. I drive and listen to podcasts more than I listen to music, because you got to educate yourself. There's levels to this shit. Everybody's different in their teachings. There's always millions of people that's smarter than you. I never claim to be the smartest person. My words don't even come out right sometimes, because I'm from New York and I'm Caribbean. I can't even pronounce half the shit I be saying, but I know what I want to say. And I try to give back that information to people. One thing I am good at, I'm good at hustling. I'm good at businesses. You give me a business plan of what you want to do, I can help you put that together. That's just a gift, and it will be no thought. I do this shit all the time to my clients. We be in the barber chair, and I put that shit together for them in 10 minutes. The draft is easy for me. But I wish everyone the best in life. Stay blessed. Keep striving for greatness. Keep striving to be good in life for yourself and your family, man. Everyone deserves a great life. Be safe.